Welcome everyone, my name is Kevin Miller, President of VisionBound International and one of the partners in the growing family of Interweave Solutions. And we are delighted to welcome you to a whole new level of learning on how to become a great leader. In fact, we're going to be filling your leadership toolbox through a series of webinars that will cover critical skills of leadership, and I'll be talking about these in a few minutes. Now, these build upon the foundation of the Masters of Business in the Streets program. As you know, the MBS program provides a foundation of critical skills. How do you develop a business plan? How do you get financing? All the things that you've learned so far. But this is like a foundation. We need to add more light and knowledge and more skills, and that is what this program is going to do for you if you watch these webinars that we have. So all of this is going to be part of what we call the path to success. And I put on the wall behind me a path to success. And I'll briefly explain it, and then we'll be going into more detail as I present these tools. Because you're actually in my garage right now. And the tools behind me are the tools that I use almost every week to build or repair things. Now we'll be putting these tools in the toolbox, but they're symbolic. They're representative of the leadership tools. So it's all a part of this path though. The path starts with vision. What is your vision? Why are you in business? What is it that gets you up in the morning? What excites you? Why did you want to start this business? What was the good you wanted to do? That's a vision. Short, maybe only 5 or 6 words, sometimes only 3 words. Like Disney's vision was to make people happy. That was Walt Disney's vision, to make people happy. And that was the vision statement that he had. So that's your vision. Now, the problem is then you need to get your mission statement down. From the vision drives the mission. The mission statement is short, but compelling and interesting for people. One of my favorites that I see almost all the time is on the freeway here in Utah. There is a trucking company called Old Dominion Freight Company. And on the side of their trucks it says, helping the world keep promises. Helping the world keep promises. That's their mission. You're not driving the truck, you're helping someone keep a promise. That's what a mission statement does. It gives people excitement, a reason to come to work, something that they belong to. So you got your vision, your mission statement, and your values. Now values should be maybe 5 to 7. Your personal values are one thing, but your company values. Is it customer service? Is it honesty? Is it integrity? Is it hard work? Is it community service? What are your values? Maybe 5 to 7, and help your team to develop those. So your vision, your mission, and your values. From all of this, you create your strategic plan. Now the strategic plan is a 6-month to basically 5 years plan for how you're going to carry out your vision and your mission and your values. It's a SMART goal. It has specific, measurable, ambitious, realistic, and time-bound goals. And you're measuring those along the way. So your vision, your mission, your values, your strategic plan, and then you're creating scoreboards to measure how you're doing. So with that as the foundation, the path of success, let's talk about some of these tools that you're going to be learning to put into your toolbox. Well, I talked about vision. I decided to represent vision with 2 things, actually 3 things. Binoculars, a magnifying glass, and a compass. Well, let's talk about binoculars. Your vision has to be something that you can focus out and see, what is the world going to need? Why is it that this is an important thing? What is my vision for my company and even for my life? So the vision is short, like I said, just a few words. But another thing you need to keep in mind is a magnifying glass. The binoculars are long range. The magnifying glass is you're looking at your vision and making sure that it doesn't need to change with the times. So that's the magnifying glass. All of that together, though, is a compass. So the compass, as you know, measures direction. It tells you if you're going in the right direction. So this compass has a red needle that's pointing to north. That is symbolic of your vision, your mission, your values, and make sure you're not getting distracted. And that's probably one of the biggest problems today, isn't it? How many things distract you? I mean, there's social media, there's your smartphones, there's people telling you should do this or do that. In fact, there's an old Arab proverb that says, the eagle that chases 2 rabbits catches neither. So if you chase too many rabbits, you won't catch any. So that is the vision piece. Now the next thing, though, you have to remember is you need to be measuring things along the way. So that's the measuring tape. And so this measuring tape here measures distance. And it tells you where you're at, how far you need to go, how far you've come. You measure customer service, customer loyalty, employee satisfaction. You measure a lot of things to make sure you're doing the right thing. So that's your mission state, your measuring tape. Now, but there's an old saying. I worked in construction for many years in carpentry. You may have heard this before. Measure twice and cut once. So before you start cutting, measure twice. And if you don't, you may be sorry. And I had that happen to me a number of times. I didn't measure twice. I got too busy cutting, and all of a sudden the board was 1 inch too short. If it's 1 inch too long, that's not such a big problem. But 1 inch too short, there's nothing you could do. So measure twice, cut once. So that's the saw. But you also have to make micro cuts. So I got this little box cutter with a razor blade, because sometimes you have to make these micro cuts in your plan. You have to look at that and make sure that the little cuts are happening, not just the big cuts. So then you got to start putting things together. So I decided the hammer would be the thing to represent that in your toolbox. The hammer is a very useful tool, but you don't just want to start hammering stuff. You want to make sure you've measured twice, cut once, and then you're ready to build. So the hammer is kind of the hard work. It's the roll up your sleeves and get it done. Hammer. And some hammers are big, like sledgehammers. I have one of those on my wall behind me. Or small hammers, or even little tiny hammers. But the purpose of a hammer is to build things, to get things done. And I love that symbol of the hammer. Now, what about our customers? Where do we get our customers? Well, I decided I would symbolize that to some degree with this spade. You know, there's customers on the surface that come and go in your business and so forth, and your competitors are probably working on those already. They're important, but what if you need to dig a lot deeper? Get down into what are the kinds of customers that you want that will build long-term relationships. These are the customers that not everybody is after, and sometimes you have to dig in different places to find them. So now I have a really fun webinar that I'll be presenting on customer service. It's based upon my book. Customers only want 2 things: solve my problem and leave me feeling great. That's it. So you'll learn that in one of the webinars. So now, it is inevitable, my friends, that you will make mistakes. And you have to clean up your mistakes. So I decided I would symbolize that with this cleaning spray, and because you got to get a cloth sometimes and clean up the messes that you create. If you make a mistake with a customer, fix it. Clean it up, apologize, and make it right. Whatever you do, make sure you're honest and humble when you make a mistake. In fact, you can build more trust by making a mistake and fixing it right than if you pretend you never did anything wrong. So that's the cleaning solution, is fixing the problems that you might have created along the way. So now also, you got to remember to get your hands dirty. This is hand cleaner, and it's by my sink in here. Because when I'm out gardening or working in my car, I get my hands clean. My friends, as a leader, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Now, as an entrepreneur, you may be the only employee in your company, so you've got to get your hands dirty. But no matter how successful your company becomes, make sure that you as a leader are out there doing some of the work and not afraid to show everyone that you can get your hands dirty too. Don't lose your humility. Be willing to get down there and do the work that's tough. And then clean up afterwards. Clean up your hands. So there we go. Now, the next thing I want to show you is make sure that you're ready to have some fun. I love koosh balls. And this just represents a game that you can have at work to make things really fun for people. And play games, have cartoons, jokes, humor going on all the time. Humor creates, and fun creates creativity. It makes people think out of the box. So just have, you don't have to have koosh balls, just sometimes go out and have fun in the field, play soccer or do something, or go off and bowl, or do anything you can in your area that is fun. Even if it's just taking a walk, that is fun. And fun is a critical part of any business and something you need to have all the time. In fact, it may actually be one of your values to have fun. So now, along the way, you learn things. So I would like to remind you to take good notes of what you learn all the time. Maybe in your phone, you can keep a learning journal in a book, a notebook, and when you learn something, write it down. Capture it, including mistakes you've made, successes you've had, but you need to keep good notes on your business as you work along. So that's what I chose to represent that. Now, we also recommend that you always continue to learn. So in addition to the dozen or whatever webinars that we'll have, I recommend you be a learner. The book that I recommend the most of all the books on leadership, I'm going to have a book out this year called Leaders Do 5 Things, but this book has been out for over 20 years. It's in its 6th and even 7th edition now. It is the best book I know. It's available, and it's an ebook. It's available, you can order it, you can listen to it even. It's called The Leadership Challenge by Kouzes and Posner. My friends, I highly recommend you make the investment and study this book. You will learn so many things about how to be an inspiring leader in that book. So, now, with all of this as a foundation, the path to success, these tools, which are only some of the tools you'll be learning, what are the webinars going to cover? So behind me, you see a list of some of the webinars that we will be doing. It will be starting with things like creating vision and mission and values. It will talk about building a team, how to hire good people, how to motivate, how to listen, how to deal with challenges, how to manage stress. All of these different topics will be being covered in these series of webinars. And I will be introducing these as I present the webinars. So this is the toolbox of the things that you're going to learn. Become a leader, create vision, build teams, motivate, listen, resolve conflict, manage stress. These are going to be really fun, and there'll be a series of them for you to watch. So that is where we're going to be heading. Now, all of this is all to help you on this path to success. We are committed to helping you be successful. That is the whole reason Interweave Solutions was envisioned and created from the very beginning. Dean and Bo and all these others, is because they wanted to help you be successful as entrepreneurs. And they know that hope is not a strategy, folks. Hoping that your business is successful is not a good strategy. You build it through the foundation of the MBS program, and then through all the things that you'll be learning through coaching and mentoring. You can have mentors, you can have coaches in our programs so that you can get the questions answered that you have. So anyway, that is what this is all about. So my friends, as I wrap this introduction up, welcome to this wonderful program, a Virtual Leadership Institute. And we will be filling your toolbox with great tools throughout this program. And so be looking for them and watch them and enjoy them. And remember that you can always communicate with me. My name is Kevin Miller. My email is kevin@visionbound.com. And you can WhatsApp me or even text me on my cell, 801-916-7433. So once again, our honor to you. You are masters of business in the streets. Some of you are building success teams. These groups that get together, and those are even more powerful because you have a chance to interact with others who are building the same kinds of differences or different kinds of businesses. So that's a really fun thing for you to do as well. So again, Kevin Miller, President of Vision Bound International, signing off, and I hope to see you in any or all of our webinars in the future. Thank you very much. God bless you for having a vision and a plan for building a business to help this world get better. Thank you.